Alright guys, today I'm finally with Max Lechners, one of the okay, let's start again. Yes indeed, Max Lechners came all the way from Austria to record some great videos. He's a WNT Pro player, currently ranked number 17 in the world, and he's a fantastic player and a very humble guy. So let's talk about what it takes to be a professional pool player.
So let's go.
You're always going for the one, right?
Yeah, going for the one on the side. Sometimes it happens that the wing ball goes as well, but the main goal is the one, and in the best case having a shot on the lowest ball on the table. Too much.
Straight.
Almost too much.
So what is your current world ranking, by the way?
Oh,
it's in the top 20, right? It has to be.
It's not number one, so I don't care what number of ranking it is. But yeah, you're right. It must be
in the 20s.
Yeah.
So 2 or 3 tournaments, big in the money, and can basically be top 5 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean now with the World Championships in the Jeddah or in Saudi Arabia, it's huge. Yeah, if you perform well there, then you're gonna be in the top 5 for sure for the next 2 years. It's a huge thing. You qualified for almost every tournament, like the World Pool Masters, World Cup of Pool, the Mosconi Cup, the Reyes Cup.
It's simply golden.
Unfortunately, I didn't go to the top 3, which would put me in that spot.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah, I mean, with I think the 3rd place would guarantee you 50,000.
Yeah, I mean it's wild. I think last year the first one got 60k.
Yeah.
And now the 3rd one got already 50k. That's really huge. It's a nice development.
Yeah, definitely.
Which place did you finish?
I lost in the last 32.
I
lost the hill match with Chua.
I think I saw
it. Was a really good match. It was my best match of the tournament actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how pool goes sometimes. I performed bad in the last 64 and I won.
And you won?
I played almost perfect in the last 32 and lost.
And you lost, yeah. Pool is brutal.
Yeah.
Especially the winner breaks format. But I assume you're a fan of winner break, right?
Yes. I think with this format the winner break is definitely the right thing. Because it's a skill shot.
It is, yeah.
And you need to get lucky, a little bit lucky to find the position on the lowest number of ball after the break shot. So yeah.
But I think they probably have found the right format now because they were changing so many things with the break.
Yeah.
With the kitchen rule, break box, no break box, forceful break, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the finals twice of the International Open and the US Open with this breaking format. So yes, I am a big fan of this format.
A couple of people asked in the comment section what your mindset is when you're playing tournaments. It's really interesting because most of them were like, there are 2 mindsets. One is aggressive and super competitive, or relaxed and calm.
I mean, I don't think about too much what's going on outside of the table. I just try to focus to perform as good as I can. In the best case, I'm well prepared for every tournament. So yeah, I try to achieve my goals, which I set myself out from practice. And yeah, you can't influence the result. You can only influence your game. You can only try to play as good as you can. And like I told you before, the best set I played, I lost in the World Championships.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I don't have like a real mindset of playing aggressive or actually every shot is for me, every shot is like I weigh the percentages of playing offense or defense, which I feel most comfortable at. And yeah, so there's not one way to go to the top.
Makes total sense, yeah. But do you have any, I mean, the European Open in Fulda is soon, do you have a specific program how you prepare for those big tournaments, or do you just practice as usual? Or
yeah, I mean, with my coach we have a plan for probably the whole year what we try to develop or make better or get better at. There is not too much time at home for practice. So whenever I'm home, I try to practice as much as I can and try to work on different things. There's so much still to improve from me. So yeah, I'm not preparing on some certain points for every event. I just focus on the big picture, let's say. Nice.
How many hours a week would you say you're practicing?
I mean, if I have a regular week of practice, I practice probably every day at least 3 hours, sometimes twice.
Okay.
So I'm not practicing more than 3 hours a day, 3 hours per session. Sorry. Yeah, I'm doing some things in the gym. I started to mountain bike recently. Got a nice mountain bike as a birthday gift of my girlfriend. So I started to mountain bike with her together, which is really nice. I could never imagine that a couple of years ago, seeing myself on a mountain with a bike. And it's not an e-bike.
It's not an e-bike?
No,
okay.
It's not an e-bike. So yeah, that's what I usually do at a full week of practice.
Yeah, I know physique shouldn't be underestimated. I know Ralph Souquet, for example, he goes like running every second day.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Yeah, it's very comparable to golf. It's not a physical sport pool, but still you need the brain needs so much energy that when you're physically not in a good mood or not good at all, that you might struggle on long tournaments and long matches. So it's definitely something that helps me.
Yeah, I noticed that as well when I'm playing matches or tournaments, and even when I'm just a bit tired, my decision making really changes so much.
Yes,
with
exactly.
my physical condition.
Yeah, pressure, and if you feel tired, it changes your game. Unfortunately, a lot.
It does, yeah. Yeah, but people who aren't playing competitive don't know what's going on inside the mind of a pool player. Mm-hmm. When you're missing sometimes shots that if you're in practice, you're never supposed to miss, then all of a sudden. Yeah. You just told me before your first the first big match, the World Pool Masters after COVID, how you felt.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was no competitions for at least almost 1.5 years. So I felt like I've never played a tournament before in my life. It was the World Pool Masters. It was the first round. I was shaking as a leaf. So yeah, that was tough. But yeah, you get used to it.
Yeah, I think what you have to do is the more you play in competition, the better it gets, right? You have to put yourself into that situation.
Definitely, yeah. You need to be out there, gain experience, gain this, to experience this feeling and to try to handle it better the next time. So yeah, whenever you want to play tournaments, you need to be out there. You need to be out with better players. And always, if you lose, always try to don't focus too much on the result. Focus on what you can do better next time. And there is always also, if you win, obviously, there are some certain things which you can do better for the next time. So yeah, this is the main goal.
Any way to simulate pressure of a tournament when you're in practice? Anything you do? For me, I noticed it's straight pool is the best thing I can do, because the closer I get to a high run, the more the mental aspect comes into play.
I mean, there are some ways to simulate the pressure. For example, if you do a drill, you can go to the next drill only if you run out before, or only if you do it 3 times in a row or 5 times in a row, depends on how tough it is. So there are certain ways, because it can frustrate a lot if you tell yourself, I'm only ending my practice session after I run out that drill.
Yeah.
And the more you fail, the more anger you get, and the more depressed you are, and the tougher it gets. And you will feel this kind of things during a match if it doesn't go your way. But yeah, to 100% recreate a match in practice is tough, But this is one good thing I do with my coach a lot, to try to recreate this pressure with the drill thing I just told you.
So you're having a coach, because this was one of the questions.
Yes, the guy who is still my coach is the one who brought me to pool, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So when I was 10 years old, I was playing with a couple of friends on a regular basis, because the pool club was in the basement of the house where my grandmother used to live, or my grandparents actually. And so I was there every week, once or twice. And one day he came along and asked me if I'm interested in joining the club, in getting coached, if I'm interested in learning new things. And then I was done. And he's still with me after almost 25 years now, still by my side, and we're still, I think, a pretty good team. And I owe him a lot. Almost everything I learned from him.
That's awesome.
His name is Bernhard Kaserer. He's not pretty known in the pool scene because he doesn't speak English, so it's tough for him to communicate outside of the German-speaking languages. But I think the guys on the tour, they know him, but he's not known in outside of Austria, I'd say, or outside of the German-speaking countries.
Would you say, if you're a beginner, is a pool coach necessary?
I mean, it's definitely good to have someone by your side who can tell you what you're doing right and wrong. So it definitely would help. It's not always possible. I know guys who play world-class pool who learned almost everything from YouTube or from videos, like Mario He.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he just learned the basics, and after that he taught himself everything else.
Okay.
So it's not. It depends on the what type of guy you are, but for me, it's definitely impossible to do that.
So, would you consider yourself a natural talent or a hard worker?
Hard worker, 100%.
Hard worker?
Yes. I am a natural talent, but I don't know in what. No, definitely a hard worker. So every shot I made a million times in practice before.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, for me it's the same. If I'm not practicing a whole lot or not regularly playing pool, I just need to play them so often that I'm in stroke, that I'm competitive. It's crazy, yeah. But I mean, the best combination would actually be natural talent and hard worker.
Yeah,
I guess, yeah. But sometimes people who have a natural talent tend to be a bit lazy.
Yeah, exactly. Thankfully for us.
I don't know about Joshua Filler. I would say he's a natural talent and he's a hard worker.
Yeah,
sure.
He is. For sure, he has both. Oh wow, the best break and scratch. That's the crucial thing about pool. Even if you do everything right, it can turn out as a mistake.
Yeah.
That's actually something I don't like about pool. It's not many things which I don't like, but this is definitely one part, that there is too much luck involved, and also, like now, a little bit too much unlucky situations.
Right, yeah.
But it makes the game entertaining as well. But if you remember Albin's break on Hill at the Hanoi Open with Jason Shaw, he got kissed twice for the title and scratched. Oh! But this is something hard, which your heart breaks.
It's heartbreaking, sure. Yeah. Doing everything right, you get an unlucky kiss or two unlucky kisses, and the title is gone. This can change so much.
Yeah. And that's actually a very hard thing also for me, which I had to learn to deal with situations like this. It's one thing to deal with your mistakes, but to deal with situations like this is very tough, or was very tough for me. It's still very tough for me.
Yeah, this brings me to another question some people had. It's crazy. I didn't assume that so many questions were actually about the mental game. So people really seem to understand how important it is.
Yeah, definitely.
say you're in a match and you're noticing it's not going your way, you're playing your B or C game. What do you mentally adjust or change to deal with that? And how do you adjust your game? You're playing more conservative, more defensive?
For me, one thing is always to go back to the basics. So if I'm feeling shaky or it just doesn't go my way, I try to go back to my routines, to my bases, and focus on them, like the pre-shot routine. If my mind is all over the place, I have some, not quotes is not the right, what's the right thing, some certain words, what to do on the table, and I try to remember them and try to work them off word by word and actually do what I tell myself there to find the focus again. That would be definitely one good idea, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have great fundamentals, so it's good to be able to rely on that.
That's also always some things, a thing I tell beginners or amateur players. If they ask me what should I work on, it has to be the fundamentals.
Right, yeah.
So even in high pressure situations, I can go back to my fundamentals and rely on them, and yeah, not always works out, but most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things for me. It was also the mental game. I struggled so much with pressure and nerves in tournaments, and then I had that mindset shift that I'm just trying to execute it so that I'm happy with the execution, and I don't really care about the outcome as long as the execution was as I've intended.
On some point, you just need to give it a go.
Yeah, right.
Trust on what you do.
Trust exactly. If you don't trust yourself or on your stroke, you can miss shots that are almost hanging over the pocket.
Yeah.
I've missed so many easy shots just because of the nerves.
Yeah.
If people would watch and just see the shot individual, they were like, how can you miss that shot? But if you're sometimes all over the place, you can miss so many crazy shots. Do you know that the one by Carl Boyce, the 8-ball over the pocket?
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't miss it because of nerves, but this is the shot that comes into my mind.
Yeah, that's a mistake everybody did at some point, to be one shot further than you should be. He was on the next shot already and forgot about making the 8.
He did, yeah.
That's the point where the pressure comes off, and you kind of feel the relief already, and your mind starts to be too many steps further than where it should be. And that it happened to all of us, I'm 100% sure.
Did, yeah.
Yeah. Very unfortunate for him that it was at the Whirlpool Masters, such an important match.
So, what's your big goal, pool?
My biggest goal in pool,
Mosconi, probably.
Of course, Mosconi is on everyone's goal, I guess, from Europe or the US. But yeah, to be world champion one day is definitely one thing, because everybody knows what it means to be a world champion.
Yeah.
That's also one thing I was discussing lately with a friend. If he asked me, what would you prefer to win, the US Open or the World Championships? I think the US Open even has more prestige than the World Championships in pool world. But outside of the pool world, nobody knows that. So everybody knows what a world champion is.
What a world championship is, yeah.
You're the best of the world. So yeah, for me, I think the world champion would be definitely a dream come true.
And you almost won the US Open, right? Against, who was it, Biado?
Sanchez,
Yeah. Yeah, I was rooting for you so much when I was watching it.
Yeah, it was a crazy tournament. I was dead already against Koping Chung in the semifinals. But then, I really started to fight, and also got the rolls, obviously. He got very unlucky in the last track where he scratched on a jump he made. But yeah, like you mentioned, you need to get the rolls to go deep or to win a tournament. It's impossible to get unlucky winning a tournament. It's impossible.
That's right, yeah. I mean, competition is so strong these days.
Yeah, I mean, now more and more players come on tour. The prize money is going up. We have more tournaments. than in the past. So people are risking more to travel. And yeah, for sure, the level is on a peak at the moment, in my opinion. But on the other hand, everything is tougher. Tables are getting tougher. The format is getting tougher.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good mixture.
I mean, would you say the pockets were a bit too tight already? I think they had 3.85 or something like that.
Yeah, at the UK Open they had 3.85 inch pockets and high humidity inside of the arena. So on the outside tables, speaking about not the TV table, which played like buckets compared to the outside table, the TV tables, it changed the game too much, in my opinion, because you didn't go for shots you should go for. You played safe. It affected my game for sure.
It did?
Yeah. So the first thing I did after this tournament, I bought a diamond table with tight pockets to be better prepared next time. Even when you saw them for the first time, you were like in shock how small they were.
How they look, yeah.
Yeah. It's sometimes it felt like there is not enough space for one ball to drop. Yeah, so that was the first thing I did, and now practicing on a 4-inch pocket table on a regular base makes it easier for sure. Because before the 4-inch pockets were also small, but 385 was too much for me.
Right.
And yeah, maybe if in the future I do better, I'm better prepared. So yeah, I'm actually really curious what they do in the future.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, they're doing a great job with what they're doing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Matchroom is doing a great job. We're having the biggest prize money in pool, I think, ever.
Right. Yeah.
With the World Championships, and we have tournaments after tournaments after tournaments. Wow.
Whew, what a hell of a shot. I'm not saying I wanted to do that, but
that's the good thing about 9-ball. You can always act like you wanted the shot.
yeah, I'm going to play in a Matchroom event as well. I'm going to play in the European Open.
Yes.
Fuller in Germany.
Nice.
And I mean, I played the 2 previous years already, and I think pockets were like 4 inches at that time.
Yeah, because I bought one table from Fulda from the previous year, and
okay.
It has 4 inches.
Yeah, and I was so scared of those pockets already. And I know many players who are usually really good shot makers. They were so afraid that they couldn't make a single ball, just mentally.
Yeah. Yeah, you would even miss on the 6-inch pocket sometimes when your mind is affected on the small pockets. Yeah, you miss further than ever usually. Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah, pool is such a mental game. All right, I would say let's take a break.
Yeah.
So it's pretty hot in here, and then we're going to do the next video, which you are probably going to see in a couple of weeks on this channel. Or if you want to see all the videos, then become a member of this channel or head over to Patreon, because there I'm going to give you early access to everything we're about to do today. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Schwitz wie ein Kleiner.
Wie geht's da mit den Armen? Geht noch.
Eines drauf, aber der andere.